righty. Lord Alfred,
Well,
you
was
are
good.
looking dapper this week, my boy.
Well, you always do, sir.
Well, thank you. I'll tell you what, we have got some dynamite planned for today, and I think without further ado, I want to bring in one of the superstars in the World Wrestling Federation. How about a big TNT welcome to George the Animal Steele? Let's hear it. I want to preface this by saying, Lord Alfred, for your benefit, this is only the second time that George Steele has been on television without the assist of his manager. Captain Lou Albano thought it was...
Captain!
Very good, George. Captain Lou Albano felt now was the time for George to kind of come out on his own, as it were.
I think that was a good judgment.
I think so, too. And, George, you're looking... Anything that you'd like to say this week in particular? Well, I don't know if that was the best judgment on Lou's part or not.
He's got something coming. There's something coming.
We,
It's forming.
yes, we don't want to be too long with this. Well, George, I'll tell you what. While you're thinking about that, let's go to a little footage of George. Elizabeth. We'll be back. Let's hear some footage with George the Animal Steele in action.
Respect from him.
I think he confuses everyone.
That's for sure.
Run behind, Rizzo attacks. 283-pound John Rizzo. He says. Look at that tongue. Uh-oh, look out now. The Animal, with his unorthodox style, and John Rizzo quickly to the outside. Lou Albano certainly not above getting in a few licks. Look at all the hair, all over the body, and again, there's that tongue.
I think Steele is living proof that man comes from the ape.
Oh, boy, does George Steele wish. And look at now. Oh, no. Very little in the way of scientific wrestling skill. You won't see much of that at all from the Animal. You will see mayhem, and you'll see that. Look at this. The Animal right in the middle of a match. The Animal will go to the buckle. He eats a lot of it, and then he's going to share some. Oh, my. Not even threw some at the official.
Which could be very touchy because by right, you know, that official...
There's some for you, Bruno.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'll tell you what, many years ago, not many years ago, but some years back, I wrestled Steele, and he did this very thing to me.
Look at that.
And if you don't think that this does a number on you for the rest of the match, he nearly blinds you.
Now here, the official is intimidated by the Animal, and you totally lose control of a match if a wrestler senses, especially someone like George Steele, senses he can intimidate the official.
That's for sure. And this official, he actually looked like he is scared of Steele, and I don't think he's about to interfere too much.
Look at this.
Now look at this for a wrestling move.
All right. Oh, they took him all the way over. Trying to get him back now. Look at this.
And he has him.
He certainly does. Has him hooked quite well. It was like an upside-down walrus.
Yes, indeed. And he held him down, and he held him for the pin, and here comes the captain.
He's right back over the buckle as the Animal. There's some for me.
Some for everybody.
Well, George the Animal Steele certainly doing very well in the ring here in the World Wrestling Federation. And Lord Alfred, I guess you'd have to agree with me when I say he's come a long way personally over the past year and a half. Thanks in a great deal to Captain Lou Albano.
Well, I know that Albano has devoted a lot of his time, not very graciously, but with a lot of enthusiasm to helping George, and I really believe that there's a lot of difference in him now.
What about this affection, George Steele, for Elizabeth?
Nice!
Yes, she certainly is. Just a second here. Let me pull up my socks. Anyway, Lord Alfred, is there anything that could possibly become of that relationship in your estimation?
I don't think so.
Macho Man bad!
he's right about that. I don't think there's any chance because really, I've said this before, I get into hot water over it, but she is a co-conspirator with Macho Man. She hasn't got time for George. She really hasn't.
Just using him.
Using him.
Using you, George. Oh, that's...
Wink.
Wink. Very, very good. George, I'll tell you what, thanks to Captain Lou Albano, he has made some arrangements in this continuing effort to rehabilitate you. We've got a little something special. If I can get a handheld microphone. George, I'm going to take you over to a special set in the part of our studio. And in just a few short moments here, we're going to have an opportunity to visit with somebody that Captain Lou Albano feels will have a profound influence on you. You've done well to date, though, George. I really should state that.
He's a little bit down, and I think what the captain has arranged will bring him
this
right
might
up,
be
yeah.
just the thing to bring him up.
Yes.
George, come with me if you would. George.
This way, George. Come along.
Right. George, please.
George.
Come on.
Go.
Yes, please. Either go or come if you wish. There. Do I have a microphone here? Thank you. George, over to the sofa here, to the couch, if you would. George, I'd like to have you lay down if you could. Whoop. George, can you lie down? All right. We're going to be right back with a very special guest that's going to be spending some time with George the Animal Steele. We are back with George the Animal Steele. He's going it alone thus far this week. Thanks to Captain Lou Albano, and the good capper has made arrangements since George has been down over the past few weeks to try bring him out of it, to try bring him up. And to do that, he has commissioned a special therapist who I'd like to have you welcome right now to TNT. She is Suzette Lace. Welcome, Suzette. Oh, Suzette, you look absolutely lovely, stunning.
Thank you.
I'll handle this myself. Suzette, obviously, you are here to try somewhat bring out George the Animal Steele out of this depression that he has been experiencing as of late, and I can't help but believe a lot of it is due to the affection and the fact that he has gone nowhere with Elizabeth, the manager for Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yes.
Can you give me any kind of an inkling as to what you would like to do?
Well, I'll start out by George.
George. George, look at here. George, surprise. A therapist. George? Oh. What?
George.
Suzette, what do you usually do to bring somebody around like this?
A little bit of affection and,
Okay. George, it's me. It's me, Gene Okerlund. George, could you sit up, please, on the couch?
Can you please?
Lord Alfred, what do you make of this? I don't know what to tell you. This is incredible. Okay, Suzette, if you'd sit down by the animal, maybe you could pet him a little bit behind the neck. Is Suzette? I don't. Maybe something around the knee might do it. George, are you nervous, George?
George, I'm here to help you. I want to help you. Nice.
How can you heal that, George?
George, she's here to help you. I don't know if he understands that, Lord Alfred.
Yes, he does.
He
I think the message is
yeah.
something's happening to him.
What? Right? Suzette, in all due respect, I really don't think this is working. Maybe we could, maybe we could. Woohoo! Oh.
Nice.
Huh?
Nice.
Yes. I thought. Oh. I say, Lord Alfred, I believe it's working. Huh? That's kind of brought him up, brought him around. I wonder if, no! Oh, no! Oh. Lord Alfred Hayes, come here. What happened? Suzette, what happened? I don't understand this at all.
Oh, I don't know.
Have you encountered a number of cases similar to George the Animal Steele's in the past?
No, he's one of a kind.
You think he's very unusual?
Oh, yes, and I want to help him so much. I really do.
Well, I'm certain, Suzette, you're going to be given the opportunity to do so. We thank you very much for your time. You're a lovely lady.
Thank you.
We thank you for your time. Stand by. Bobby the Brain Heenan next up here on TNT. Don't go away. Lord Alfred Hayes, I can't help but believe that Vince McMahon may have been just a bit hasty in retiring from this program after meeting the therapist, Suzette Lace.
I think you missed out on something there, don't you?
I certainly do.
Mind you, you never know with Vince McMahon. He may be watching already somewhere.
I would have to agree with that also, Lord Alfred. We have a special guest I would like to bring in at this time. As a matter of fact, he's quite popular as a guest here on TNT. He is manager extraordinaire in the World Wrestling Federation. Please welcome this week, Bobby the Brain Heenan. The Brain Heenan. I wonder if I could prevail upon our cameraman to get a shot. Would you please, can you look at Lord Alfred?
I don't particularly like to look at Lord
Where
Alfred.
have you been?
Where have I been?
Do you have any idea?
Don't touch me. I don't know where you've been.
Do you have any idea what you have on the side of your face?
He smudged his makeup.
Let me tell you something, pal.
Yes. Please, tell me anything.
You know, I knew George Steele was an idiot. I knew he had no brains. But to sit out here and go through what he did and show no reaction, his face should be on a box of saltpeter.
Well, I just don't think George is quite as emotional as
He
as
has
most
no,
people.
he's an idiot. You see, I talked to her backstage there. I had a little,
I can see you've talked to her.
You're
what you
awful
call
nosy.
talking.
You're awful nosy. Hey, when you check out at 3 o'clock in the morning with your penny loafers in your hand and shag it down some alley, I don't check out what you do. So don't ask me what I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you one thing, he's a fool. She is one heck of a therapist.
She is a beautiful therapist.
But what an idiot!
Bobby Heenan, we have something that I thought would be of interest to you. As you know, recently I spent some time in Australia, along with some of the other great superstars in the World Wrestling Federation, and we happen to be bringing back a little footage that we would like to share with you and people across America. Take a look, if you would, right here from Australia. Ricky, this is part of the fun about being down under here in Australia. The kangaroo, of course, the animal that is synonymous with the great country of Australia. And this victory tour certainly has had to be exciting for you as it has for me.
You know something, Gene, there's a lot of memories I'm going to have from this particular tour. I can understand why they call this a hopping country. The kangaroos around the area here hopping all around. You can see the number of people around having fun. There's in the background we see S.D. Jones and Mr. Roma back there. And our little friend right here, nicknamed him Henry.
Henry?
Henry. I won't tell you the reason why.
I don't know if this is a Henry or not. Maybe a Henrietta.
Maybe a Henrietta, but Henry and Henrietta, whatever. Feeding it here looks like corn kernels.
It's exactly what it is. Hey, guys, come on in if you would. Certainly, you, Paul Roma, have had to really appreciate the reaction of the great fans down under here in Australia.
Oh, the fans are absolutely fantastic. This country is beautiful. I love being here, and I love to come back.
Well, we are going to be coming back, as you know, again and again, because the fans demand it in Australia, as they do around the world.
Well, they're really super people, and they appreciate wrestling, and we appreciate them.
A lot of Italian people here.
Love the Italian
Paisano. Very good, yeah. SD, this has got to be like back in Antigua.
This is like the Caribbean, man. Look at all these beautiful trees around here, the animals, the birds, everything is beautiful here, man. It's fantastic in here. It reminds me of Antigua, the West Indies, you know, when I'm down there, you know what I mean? It's fantastic. We're having a great time. Steamboat, myself, and Roma, along with Mean Gene himself here. We are over in the mainland here having fun at the zoo, baby.
Don't forget Henry.
By the way, this is
Henry,
the, I believe is it the Long Pine Sanctuary? Yes, it is the Long Pine Sanctuary. It's a beautiful place in the city of Brisbane, in the state of Queensland.
Along with Henry here, we taking good care of my buddy here.
The World Wrestling Federation, truly an international organization, has proven right here with a fantastic tour of the great country, the great continent of Australia.
Maybe a new tag team partner.
Down under. Could be. I like it. What about it, Henry?
He does pretty good drop kicks, man.
All right, the tour is simply marvelous, and the World Wrestling Federation is going to be back shortly. Bobby Heenan.
Well, you talk about tourist. You talk about out of the Cracker Jack box tourist.
Well, what do you mean? The kangaroo?
Well,
the wallaby? The koalas?
Hey, what are you going to have next? Marlon Perkins?
Oh, what
I
a
mean,
weasel?
You got
you
got a guy standing there.
I don't believe you heard me. I said, what, you going to be happy if we bring on a weasel on the show?
I heard you.
Well, you chose to ignore me then.
Yes, I like that choice. I think if you brought that koala bear or kangaroo, whatever you call him, put that on a sofa with George Steele, you might see something happen there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's into a little more. But you take those guys out there, Roma walking around with a camera.
Oh, he's...
And the next time he goes, he's going to buy some film, I understand. And then you see S.D. Jones, what's he doing? Him and Steamboat are talking to animals in the park. You're there in a tuxedo. You look like a penguin out of work.
Hey, what, you shouldn't talk. You're dressed in black today. What the,
you know why I'm in black? I'm mourning.
I can
I'm
believe
mourning
that.
for Lou Albano, because no longer does he employ that therapist. She is now coming with the manager of the year, Bobby Heenan.
Oh, I don't believe that for a minute, Bobby.
I don't care what you don't believe.
You've been known to exaggerate in the past.
I'll tell you where to call me around 1 a.m. in the morning. I'll let you talk to her.
Is that Eastern time?
That's all the time.
I see. I don't know if you're up to it, pal.
If I'm up to it?
Huh?
Well, then I'll get up to it. Don't worry about it.
I can believe that.
Are you up to it?
Huh?
You up to it?
I'm sorry. I just as soon not tackle that one.
I'll tell you what. The next time you see me, if you see any lipstick marks on me,
I don't care. You're one of the shortest managers, as far as I'm concerned, of the World Wrestling Federation. Perhaps with the exception of Jimmy Hart, who is just a little shorter than you.
Speaking about short people, you being an authority, I'm a 6 feet tall. How tall are you?
Never mind. I would
Hey,
like
you got
to
the Tokyo phone book you're sitting on.
Very
huh?
good. Thank you, Bobby Heenan. Thank you very much. Stand by. Up next
gonna
is
go
Leap
get
and
some more
Lanny
therapy. I'm
Poffo.
getting some more
You'll get a little therapy. All right, welcome back. That was quite interesting with Bobby Heenan. And truly, Lord Alfred, you've been there before. I enjoyed Australia immensely.
Yes, it's, they say down under and tucked away, but when you get out there, it's wide open. It's just wonderful weather all the time. And the people, they are so nice.
They have fabulous fish there. It's called barramundi. I had barramundi and gefilte fish on Tuesday, but no, I thought I'd throw that in. I perhaps should have thrown it out. I can sell it right like brass knuckles to Gandhi. Okay. What receptive people here. Our next guest is
I've never seen Gandhi, that's why.
is the Poet Laureate of the World Wrestling Federation. Please welcome to TNT from Dodders Grove, Illinois, Leapin' Lanny Poffo. Oh, Lanny, I can see you're very adept at handling the frisbees. Now that you knocked out a half a dozen lights here.
Maybe I better leave now while the damages are still under $100.
No.
I think it was more than that.
On the contrary, stay here with us. Lanny, you have been faring very well in the World Wrestling Federation as of late. I don't know if it's a change in style or attitude, but it's got to be something.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what it is. I've been taking a course in Hulkamania 101.
Hulkamania 101. I like that. I like that.
I've been saying my prayers, I've been taking my vitamins, and I've been hanging and banging.
Training like a savage.
That's right.
Well, that's great. Do you have any poetry that might be appropriate on this occasion?
That's right. I actually came prepared. I've been a little upset about the fact that George the Animal Steele and Miss Elizabeth have not been able to get together.
You know, I think it's for the best, though. I just don't. I don't see anything good that could come out of a relationship between the animal and Elizabeth.
It's unrequited love.
That's right.
It's unrequited love.
Alfred, I like that. I like that. Very good. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, sure.
Well, what that means is when only one person's in love, the other person's making a fool of himself. So this is a little something I wrote. I know he needs therapy.
Just happen to have that on your inside pocket?
That's right.
Let's listen to this.
Whose appetite for turnbuckles is making all that mess? The man who has to sweep the ring will give you just one guess. They call George Steele the animal, but take a closer look. The cover doesn't indicate the beauty of this book. His passion for Elizabeth's in vain to say the least, but the beauty has compassion for this broken-hearted beast. The reaction of the macho man has really been uncouth. We need Joyce Brothers and Dear Abby, and maybe Dr. Ruth.
Oh. Bad part about Dr. Ruth is she's counting these days, and I don't go for that at all. Leap and Lanny is a little special here on TNT this week. We want to see you in action up in the ring as you meet the Tiger, Chung Lee. Let's go to that footage right now. Leap and Lanny Poffo versus Tiger Chung Lee.
What a tremendous effort by the Korean, a drop kick at this stage of the match. I mean, he didn't even attempt to throw those in the beginning.
No, definitely not. They punish you as well on the come down.
Oh, look at that. Knocked him completely backwards over the top rope, and I doubt if Poffo will get up from that.
Down on the concrete here in Madison Square Garden. Not the place to be. Leaping Lanny Poffo. Looked like he came down right on the back of his head.
He came down very, very awkward. Now, here's where Lee is not thinking, because he went over there and he interrupted that count, and he's done the same thing again. He should just stand back, let the referee do his work.
Well, Lanny's got to get back in there. Look at this. Look at
but
the
he had a little bit of breathing room. Just a little bit.
Oh, excuse me. You know, it's nice at times to sit home and watch this on television, Alfred. But yes. In order to get the true feeling of what this is all about and what's going down, you have to be here.
You've got to be here.
You can't feel the electricity that's in the air, and believe me, you can cut it with a knife.
The French have a very good word for it. They call it ambiance.
Ambiance.
And it's here thickly.
The rope's extremely loose as Chung Lee was able to press both of them together, top and middle.
Yes, I think that's why Poffo went over backwards, you know. He just hit that middle rope, right in the top rope, right in the middle.
Oh, upside down, excuse me, right down on the back of the neck. That'll take its toll on the big Korean.
I don't know, I'm not sure, but I think his head came into contact too with that ring post.
Watch out. Backdrop coming. Oh. Knocked the wind out of me one time. Hooks the leg. Couldn't get it. They tried to hook the leg off.
He tried, though.
That's a massive leg.
Oh, they're like tree trunks, aren't they? How can you hook those successfully?
30-inch thighs at least.
Yes.
Lanny's still going to work on this big tree, trying to cut it down. Rams ahead into the top turn. That won't hurt him at all.
Well, the Korean's showing me a lot of courage here tonight, because he's been hit with some devastating moves by Poffo, but he really hasn't shown any sign of it, has he?
Oh, another big shot. Poffo out again. Right between the second and bottom rope that time, and he just flew out of it.
He really did. And if you look at the big Korean, he's not even breathing hard right now. Good job he doesn't have too much of a brain, or maybe I shouldn't say that, because if he was a bit
he may
quicker,
be watching this at another time and place. Be looking for your home address. Brings him in the hard way from the outside. Look out. Oh, slam and a beauty. Where's he going now? Not one of his fortes, but going to the outside. Tiger Chung Lee on the very loose ropes. He had getting up there, he got caught. And now it's Lanny springboarding. Oh, backdrop, but the Korean gone. This could be the beginning of the end right here.
Oh, really? I thought Poffo was gone when he was in trouble, but...
Reversal. Tiger Chung Lee in. Leapfrog, no. Caught him up on top. Brings him over the head. Scissors. Looking hook both legs. He's going to get it.
All right, great victory and good match, Lord Alfred Hayes, for you, Leap and Lanny Poffo. It can't be too comforting to know when you're in the ring with a man that could literally kill you at any time, and Tiger Chung Lee is certainly capable of doing that.
That's right. He's very skilled at the martial arts, and I needed a little bit of help from the Dragon Ricky Steamboat in some of those Far Eastern moves. But I've got a little surprise for you guys. I know there's been a change of format, and I just finished a poem, and it's just been edited.
Matter of fact, it's still wet.
That's right. There's been a change of format from the folks at TNT. Some people can't leave well enough alone. They took the highest rated show in all of USA and threw Mean Gene right in the danger zone. Vince McMahon, who was the host, is now behind the scenes, so Okerlund's been moved to #1. Names and faces may be different, but the show is still the same. They take a boring Wednesday night and make it fun. I like David Letterman and Johnny Carson too, Dick Cavett and Phil Donahue and Merv. But I think Okerlund's more talented than all of them combined, and God knows that this job takes lots of nerve. Alfred Hayes has got more class than 20 at McMahon's. Dog food commercials aren't his cup of tea. He'd rather sell a bottle of his Cody Wild Musk. So we can all smell good on TNT.
Very good.
Extraordinary. Thank you, Lanny. That is very kind, and we're proud to be here, and we're looking very much forward to TNT down the road, and we'd certainly like to invite you back again, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Oh, he was just excellent. I love that poetry.
He has a little something here that I don't know if I've got it in the wrist or not, but I'd like to take a shot at this frisbee throwing. Would that be possible?
That's all right.
Is there any secret to it?
Well, you couldn't do worse than I did.
Let's give it a go. Let me see. See if our audience can catch this one. Oh, there we go. I like an orange one. Excuse me, miss. Stay tuned. Next up, Cowboy Bob Orton on the billiard table. All right, Lord Alfred Hayes, I was just thinking here in regards to the frisbee throw. I wonder if it would help if one were a little limp-wristed.
Oh, because you always have some comment like that.
I don't know, maybe I can check. I wonder how Adonis would throw one of those.
I think he'd be quite good.
You think he'd be quite good?
Might be a record.
Well, I don't know if our next guest, it could be a record. Could be a record. I'm looking forward to Father's Day with him. Our next guest certainly is no stranger to fans throughout the world and the World Wrestling Federation. He is from Kansas City, Missouri. Welcome to TNT, Ace Cowboy Bob Orton. Bob Orton, welcome to the first visit with myself as host here of TNT, along with Lord Alfred. You're looking quite well.
So's it said since you got rid of McMahon.
But I don't think that's the kindest thing in the world to say. A man that really brought this show to the heights when it comes to television.
But Gene, you got to look at it like this, Daddy. When he ran out of ideas, he went out and got the best man for the job.
Well, you know, you guys are throwing curves at me. Between you and Heenan, you'll bury me yet. What are we going to be seeing from Ace Cowboy Bob Orton? I know there is a number of titles in the World Wrestling Federation that you would like to get your hands on that you've not been able to get there thus far.
Well, I can't get any of them to wrestle me for some reason. They keep avoiding the Cowboy. They keep
you had your shots at the heavyweight champion.
Yeah, twice. Some guys wrestle him all the time. Me, I get a couple of shots because I am so good. I'm liable to upset anybody at any time. Everybody knows that.
Okay. Bob Orton, speaking of you in action, Right now, let's go to the footage. Ace Cowboy Bob Orton versus Sal G in progress.
Absolutely. You got the likes of Cowboy Ace Bob Orton, personal bodyguard and henchman to one Roddy Piper, and a tremendous wrestler in his own right, comes from a tremendous wrestling family.
That's for sure. A tremendous wrestling family, and he's made quite a reputation for himself, Gene, not only throughout the United States, but all over the world.
Tremendous shot right above the eye of Sal G, and Orton does everything with such precision that it makes every move he makes ultra effective.
One of the most impressive things I've seen him do is, and I'm sure you've seen him, is when he does a suplex, he takes an individual on that top rope and then he suplexes him off of there.
Well, he calls it his superplex and really does a number on somebody, knocks the wind right out of you. Haven't seen too many guys get up from that, Bruno.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's surprising that there haven't been more serious injuries as a result of that. They don't get up, but surprising there aren't broken backs and what have you.
Well, I think part of it is because he absorbs some of that blow himself when he comes down, does he not, Bruno?
Some, yeah, but you know, of course. Whoa, look at this.
Nice reversal. Sal G sends Ace in, but now he's starting to unload with a little bit of offense of his own. It's look out! Wow, he telegraphed that all the way across the ring.
Boy, did he ever! He sure did. And look at this now from the top rope.
Oh, look at the balance. Imagine the impact of that blow coming down. Better check out those lower molars. Take a count, make sure they're still all there. Look at Orton. Oh, what a deliberate shot. Almost like a pile driver almost.
He put all his weight behind it. Took him down and really stunned Sal G. Now he's got a front face lock on him.
Well, referee's job in that particular hole is it not Bruno to reach right in there and make sure that thing doesn't slip down and become a chokehold. Of course, Gilberto Roman doesn't exactly resemble the remark of referee in my book.
Yeah, he can get you frustrated at that ring sometime with the way he does officiate.
Won't see a clean break here. Oh. Thought Sal G was going to block that. Oh, he blocked that one. Unloads with a couple of right hands of his own. Got the big guy stunned a little bit. Oh, there's wasted motion there, bro. That's an inexperience showing up.
Absolutely. He's a good-looking athlete, but his timing, his speed, he really doesn't seem all that well coordinated. That comes with experience, of course. He is a young fella, and maybe in time he'll get it.
Oh, look at how Ace measured him for that one. Waited until he used every bit of energy he had left to get back on his feet. Uh-oh, look out, here it comes. He's setting him up for that superplex. We're going to see it, maybe. Sal G in a whole lot of trouble this week here in the World Wrestling Federation. Orton knows exactly what he wants to do. Good night. Get the shower hot. This one's over.
1, 2, 3, and the superplex. Cowboy Bob Orton.
No appreciation of talent, man.
Well,
I'm one of the best wrestlers in the world today, and they sit there and boo. What a class audience you've got.
Lord Alfred Hayes, you've discussed with me privately this man's tremendous capability.
Yes, I think he's one of the most accomplished professional wrestlers right now in the world today. That's right. One thing he has...
Why, thank you. Somebody out there has some sense.
He has the strength also to accomplish some of those fantastic moves he makes. Really super.
I think perhaps, just in my opinion, Bob Orton, I would have to say the only problem you have is attitude and with those that you associate with. I don't think they've really done that much for you.
Roddy Piper?
Did I mention anybody's name?
I can't bite the hand that feeds me, man. Because obviously he's the hand that feeds me.
Might be the hand that pinches you in the...
I think Roddy Piper's the greatest. Gee, everything with you is so sexual. You sick little man, you.
Well, Bob Orton, I understand that you have talent that is basically unknown to millions and millions of people around the world. Perhaps if you'd come along with me and if I could get a microphone.
I'm a natural athlete, Vince.
No.
Gene, I'm sorry. I do everything well.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Everything well. Golf, pool, you name it.
Come on, Bob Orton. You would, please. Let's step over here. I have one of these in the family room of my home, and I enjoy this game immensely. This is your basic pool table, and Bob Orton, I understand...
It's not a regulation size pool table. Let's get that straight right away.
Okay.
It's a barroom pool table, but when you grew up in a bar, I guess I'm not too bad on that.
What do you mean it's a barroom pool table? You have to put quarters in it?
You got the quarters, I got the time.
We might be able to put together a little action here, if we may. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back as TNT continues. Well, you've showed me a lot thus far. Bob Orton, perhaps you could demonstrate another lag for us, if you would.
Just kind of a ball close to the cushion down here.
All right.
Gene, why don't you play me a game here for a little?
You know something? Hey, now that is not a bad lag at all. The guy's no Moscone, but he's quite a break. I'd love to play a game of pool with you, but I think it would be appropriate, perhaps if we got a volunteer from our audience to come on down here. Would somebody, right here, sir, come on in if you would, please. Come on in.
Go ahead and
your name, sir?
Larry Newdecker.
Larry, I'd like to have you meet Ace Cowboy Bob Orton.
How do you do?
Have you played this game before at all, Larry?
Oh, a couple times.
A couple of times. All right. I want to take a look at this. And it's Larry, is it not? Larry, we have to call all of our shots here.
The 8-ball neutral?
The 8-ball is neutral. The name of the game, I believe, is 8-ball. You pick stripes or solids. I don't know how you play the game. I'm not that. You tell me.
Well, that's the way you play, but see, I wouldn't have broke like this under these circumstances. I opened up the whole table for
Wait a minute. You thought you were playing me. I don't know who this guy is.
Well, I'll bet you Larry wins.
You bet Larry wins?
Bet you Larry wins.
Put your money where your mouth is.
How much you got? I can't cover.
How much have I got?
Good.
I don't have nothing.
Hey, what the hell? You're going to take over the show here, pal, before long. Take it easy. Yeah. Well, Larry, we've got a week or two here. If don't be hitting them in the queue. Well, now that was well executed. Do you notice the position the man is playing?
Yeah. Yeah, he ain't got none.
6-ball in the corner.
6-ball in the corner. Oh, off the bank. I like that. Not bad.
Is that legal?
Not bad. That's totally legal.
Didn't call her off the 4-ball, though, so I do have not a bit of gripe if he does win this game. See.
Okay. She's a nice little draw on that. That was impressive. Larry, you say you have played this game a time or two before? Okay.
I'll tell you. I think you've done it to me again, Okerlund.
I haven't done anything. Oh!
You've done it to me again, Okerlund.
That was very cute. Very cute indeed. Whoops.
Gee, could you move over so you're blocking me from the camera?
I'm blocking you from the camera. Am I? Bob Orton, I hate to say it, things don't look real promising for you at this point in time.
Well, it's not a regulation table, and I broke the balls unless I'm wide open. What can I tell you, man? You bring in a ringer on here, set me up like a geek that I'm.
No ringer.
That wasn't hard.
Oh, how about that, ladies and gentlemen? How about that?
Obviously set me up, but hey, I'm a good sport. I can take it.
There was no setup. Have I ever met you before?
No, sir.
That's true. Is there any financial compensation we should get now that the game is over? It's history.
Okerlund, if I was going to give you some money, you know where I'd shove it? I'd shove so much money you'd have to walk on stilts for the rest of your life.
I've got a line for that.
Making a fool of me on national television, but like I said, I'm a good sport. I'm not going to take this fella and crush it, stick him down one of these holes. I'm just going to stand here and take it like the man that I am. See, because I can take you feet. I can take anything, Daddy.
Here's where we discussed your problems in the World Wrestling Federation. You're a great talent. You're a great wrestler, but you can't live with some of the things like a loss in a pool game. You've got to walk away a sore loser every time.
Well, Okerlund, I've been set up. The Sting, Paul Newman, and Robert Redford don't have a thing on you, Daddy. You're just, it's too much, man. Congratulations, you shoot a good game of pool.
Well,
I'm standing here with my stick in my hand, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But he's got it.
Trying to stick money up my, my pants leg.
It was really a pleasure being here today, Okerlund.
All right, I thank you very much. Ace Cowboy Bob Orton, one of the superstars of the World Wrestling Federation. I thank you. What a stick man. What a stick man here, Larry. Thank you. Lord Alfred, a very interesting hour. Cowboy Bob Orton, not quite the master of the game of pool, of 8-ball.
He didn't get a chance.
He didn't even get a shot.
No. A good job he wasn't playing snooker.
You know, I've been considered quite a stick man in my own right. George the Animal Steele. He came out. Captain Lou Albano decided that he should go it alone this time, and as supportive as we all are around him, I don't know. And this therapist, Suzette Lace, I think was just fabulous.
She was excellent, but George is very piqued, and he was definitely down.
As a matter of fact, I know that Suzette is going to make it work with George the Animal Steele. We have a moment or two, do we not? Let's bring out once again, and please, TNT, let's welcome back Suzette Lace one more time. Suzette, your assessment of what transpired here this week with George the Animal Steele. You think he's going to be able to come out of it?
Well, I'm sure going to work on it.
I see.
It's warm in here,
I believe,
isn't it?
and humid, too. Suzette, in dealing with personalities like George the Animal Steele, and the psychology of it all, sometimes the touching, they become receptive to it, do they not?
Well, in his case, you know, it may be a little difficult, but I'll keep trying.
My.
Nice hair, isn't
Tony,
it, in the studio?
Check the big, beautiful eyes on this young lady. They are gorgeous. Suzette, come here, if I may. Dear, I'm just going to check this out for myself. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to sample the goods prior to a sale. Suzette. Ooh, I believe I hurt myself here. Oh, good.
You got a red nose.
Good gosh, try with Alfred here. Bands next week. We've got a host of greats, including Adonis and Jimmy Hart back here on TNT. Have a good week. So long, everybody.